Shantae Taylor spoke with Joe Sestak earlier this week as he was walking across the Lehigh Valley.
Hi, Shantae. I'm walking along between Easton and Allentown, so it's a little windy. I hope you can hear me okay.
Yeah, I can hear you perfectly. For those who don't know, I'm speaking with former Congressman Joe Sestak, and he ran for senator previously. And I wanted to first ask you, what prompted you to pursue a career in politics?
Well, my daughter, at the age of 4 years old, my first and my only child, was struck with malignant brain cancer.
Mm-hmm.
It was a type of cancer that only 8% of kids have survived. And I needed to take care of her. I was in the Navy 31 years, and I got out, and she's now 14, going on 22. And so after the last chemotherapy treatment and the brain operations, I decided to pay back my country. And I came home to where I was born and raised, and I kept my voting. I was an independent. I became a Democrat. And I, in 2006, said, I'm going to run on national security that begins at home, in health security, first and foremost, like I had in the military, that the taxpayers had provided me. And I wanted everyone to have that opportunity. So it was a payback tour, Shantae. That's why I became a politician. A public servant is what I'd like to call it.
Okay. And I was also reading that you wrote a book. It's called Walking in Your Shoes to Restore the American Dream. Why do you think it's important to restore the American dream? And what would you say the American dream is?
Yes, the American dream is where parents believe that their children will have an opportunity, not a guarantee, Shantae, but an opportunity based on their God-given talents and education and all to do better than they had. And the reason I focus on restoring the American dream is that those who are in their 40s today are the first generation that hasn't done better than their parents. So your generation is going to have to double down in order to get us back on track. And it wasn't through your parents' fault at all. We had politicians who weren't accountable for the meltdown on Wall Street that gave us the Great Recession. We had a war, a tragic misadventure in Iraq that people like Senator Toomey voted for and caused us such harm and $2 trillion into our debt. And so I want to help restore the dream so your generation can do better than their parents and your children will have the opportunity better than their parents, because that's what America is all about.
Yes, whenever I think of the American dream, I guess for me in class, teachers would always say it's kind of like you go to high school, get good grades, you go to college, get good grades in that as well, and then you get your degree, and then you're supposed to get this, great job that pays well. You're supposed to have like this, great family with a white fence and a dog and 2 kids and everything like that. And I think that's what society has put in our heads. As far as that being the American dream. Would you say that you agree to that?
That is a large part of the American dream, that you can have actually not just a job, but a job where wages increase, that you're able to take care of a family, and they give them the opportunity for education, for health care. So when you say family, I also have that you are able to take care of their livelihoods.
Yes.
Because your job is one where wages increase, that you're able to have a wonderful family life of healthy, educated, and productive children who move on to do the same with their families. And then you can also enjoy life, to be able to have further education, to enjoy the arts and all. But that is key to this, is to have education, our homeland defense, so to speak, that gives you the opportunity for a job to provide for a family in all different ways.
Yeah, so with the American dream, most people say the first step is actually going to college and getting your degree, but there has been a problem in PA as far as the lack of resources providing in PA schools and community colleges. So what are you doing in the effort to change the lack of community colleges in PA and the resources that are offered there?
This is an important issue that you just brought up.
Yes.
Because here in Pennsylvania, we have 5% of all our colleges and universities are community colleges, but nationwide it's 25% of all colleges and universities are community colleges. We only have about 28% of our youth and Pennsylvania go to college. In a community college, nationwide, it's like over 60%. And the reason community college is so important is often it's the first step to someone's education in a very affordable way. It doesn't burden them initially with $29,000 in student loans like those who go to four-year colleges average because of the high cost of four-year colleges, which we have to address also. And you can go to these four-year college, two-year colleges, community colleges, and earn a certificate. You don't have to go the whole 2 years and become a wonderful welder, be an artisan, be an air conditioning worker. And then if you want to start your own business, you can go back for a business school there and courses. So, but it's affordable into the community. And manufacturing is about to come back from China because it costs so much there today to produce. So we've got to be ready to have the people who can do the manufacturing, to have our youth. And community colleges are a great first step, and sometimes the major step for many students on beginning their American dream.
Yes, a friend of mine is actually going to community college there as well, and she says that people sort of look down on her for going there instead of a 4-year institution. But how would you compare the difference between attending a community college versus attending a 4-year institution?
I think those who want to go to a 4-year college is absolutely the right thing. No one should ever have a glass ceiling set upon them. That's what they want to do, and their interests and where their talents are best used lie is a 4-year college. But the key is this of a 2-year college in terms of community colleges, is that maybe you graduate and you want to be an artisan with your hands. You want to be a welder. I mean, welders today have to sit at a computer and design the bead that is to be laid. It's very sophisticated. And let's say later on he decides, no, I need to go to a business school. So he decides after 2 years of community college and to go off and go to Drexel University. And Drexel University has an agreement with Delaware County Community College that they'll accept their credits if the youth decides after 2 years, I want to continue on. So I merely look at them as individualized steps, and everyone can pick how they want to progress so that their talents permit them to gain the American dream for themselves. One way is not better than the other. It's just that you want both of them open. And here in Pennsylvania, we just don't have the number of community colleges. We only have 14 that most states have across America. And that's why I was speaking about it today in Easton.
Okay. Yeah, I certainly agree that it depends on the person as to whether or not they want to attend a community college or a 4-year college. I know myself, I just went, right after high school, I just wanted to go to a 4-year school, but I do not look down on those who would rather attend community college. But I know in Philadelphia, the community schools in Philly, I feel as though they're lacking a lot of resources there, and I think that a change needs to be made as far as the school specifically there, but not just in Philly, but across PA in general. I just know that I'm from Philly, so I'm more aware of the issues that are there.
Yes. Look, you hit to something that needs to have more attention brought out about. In Philadelphia, if you look at some of the private studies that have been done, upwards of 1/3 of our males are not even graduating from high school. And so if we're having that type of lack of education in K through 12, then you have a challenge even getting them to be able to be qualified to go to a community college and to a 4-year college. And so this is why, Sente, I call education our homeland defense. Now, we have to be accountable with our investment. But the third public school that was established in our new colonies in the 1680s was in Philadelphia. And our governor at the time in the 1680s, when he established it, said, everyone will attend. The rich will pay a reasonable fee. The poor shall attend for free. So everyone can contribute to the common weal, the commonwealth of Pennsylvania. And so if we only have 1/3 of our males graduating, how are we to benefit in the commonwealth of Pennsylvania from having those who are uneducated and untrained? So it isn't just for the individual American dream. We all suffer if people are not getting the correct education and training to help America's overall American dream have it remain such an exceptional country.
Yeah, and you also mentioned that you would like for, I guess, people to start their own businesses, specifically small businesses. And I
Yes,
noticed that in the
I
recent years, small businesses have suffered. Why do you think that has happened?
there's two major reasons why it has happened. And here in Pennsylvania, we have had half the growth of small businesses as the national average the last 40 years. Therefore, our job creation has been half the national average the last 40 years. It's why the youth don't stay in Pennsylvania as much as we like, because they look for the job opportunity elsewhere, which is twice as much. Two things. One, with the regulatory burden that small businesses, not large corporations, that can marginalize the cost, but small businesses have, it costs 40% more for a small business of 20 employees or less to handle regulation. 40% more, which makes them non-competitive with large corporations. Number two, give them access to capital to start up a business. Of all small businesses last year that started up, 600,000 started up. Only 3% got a bank loan. 85% had to do it with their own money. And only 1,000 got venture capital lists to invest in them. We have to incentivize people to invest in small companies because they create 70% of all jobs. And Wisconsin said, if you invest in a small company in Wisconsin, we are going to give you a tax credit, up to $1 million every year for half of your investment. And they quadrupled the amount of people who would invest in this new small business, because when you do start a business, you got to advertise, you got to have a shop, you got to get your idea out there. And that's how we have to fix the small business issue, because we have got to get Pennsylvania's small business growth up to and then beyond the national average. So youth are attracted to stay here in Pennsylvania and to come to Pennsylvania because the jobs are here.
Yes, I completely agree. I do see a lot of people, especially in my generation, that are thinking about relocating because of the lack of jobs and resources here. So I think that it's really good that your campaign is focused on restoring the American dream, repairing community colleges and businesses.
Yes. See, you hit it on the head. This is the issue, the key issue of how to restore the American dream. People want good jobs to take care of their family, provide health care, get them the education the children need to do even better than the parents. And if you get small businesses creating more jobs, like we've talked about, then the demand for people to take those jobs goes up, and people can demand a higher wage because there's more of a demand for them. But those who have the right education will be the ones that get the job. And so the two sides of the coin for the American dream, key aspects of it is small business growth and human capital. That is, our students getting the education at an affordable way to take the job.
Okay. I have one last question for you. I wanted to know, have you received positive feedback for your accountable leadership campaign?
From various places. I have received it, for example, at East Stroudsburg High School this morning, where I spoke at 7:45 to 120 students there, the new generation of leaders, and talked to them about accountability and listened to their questions about it. I have had great feedback because what people are telling me is they don't believe that our public officials will be willing to be held accountable for what they do or fail to do. They want to talk, they want to promise. But when Wall Street melted down and gave us the Great Recession, or when we didn't find the weapons of mass destruction in Iraq, no politician said, I failed. They all ran. They kept quiet. And people know that here in Pennsylvania. We're common sense folks. We understand that a leader is never above accountability. And so as I walk across this state, 422 miles, I found people when I was walking in their shoes, whether it was small business event, I'd stop, or whether it was women and Paycheck Fairness Act, for equal work, you get equal pay, that people began to believe and trust again that maybe this is a person with 31 years in the Navy that would say, I'm not always asking you to agree. I'm asking to listen to you, and I'm asking you to listen to me, and then here's what I will do, and then hold me accountable if I get it done. Mm-hmm. I think people have responded to that by saying, isn't that what the American political system is really supposed to be about?
Yeah, I completely agree that you think it's important for people to view you as trustworthy, and it kind of makes you stand out, from other politicians in this industry. So I think that's really good. And how can others help? Like, where can they find out more information about your campaign, and how can they donate?
Yes, if anyone will go to my website, joesestak.com. It's joesestak.com. SESTAK. joesestak.com. You will find on there where I stand on issues. You will find my book, Walking in Your Shoes to Restore the American Dream. Yes, you will find out how to volunteer for us, and I love volunteers. It's a grassroots campaign. And you can also find out, to your question, how you can contribute. So when I finish a walk, I have a motel to afford at night. Shante, I want to say thank you for this. The ability to talk via you with those who are going to be the next generation of leaders, I very much am taken with. And I'd love at some time to have an opportunity to be invited to come up and speak to the university.
Yes. I think it would be great if you come and speak to the university. Definitely. And I wish you all the best with your campaign, and I'm looking forward to what you're going to accomplish.
Thank you so much, Shante. You have a wonderful day.
Thank you. You have a great day as well.
Bye-bye.
Bye.